right now.
Oh, Wentworth Douglas?
Yeah, they've been screwing with us for 3 years, David, or we would already be better. They would have held you, got you a rep payee, and then none of this would have happened 3 years ago. 3 years
Oh,
ago, I needed you to pay your rent out of your Social Security when my welfare came in. Instead, you
uh,
spent your money. Well, that's a medical condition. If you can't take care of yourself, if you're unable to pay your own rent, dress
yeah,
yourself, feed yourself, and handle your own bills, if you're getting in the credit card debt to the point where you can't live on your own, then you need a rep payee. I said that 3 years ago, David, did I not?
yeah, you
Didn't I
did.
try to get you help through the emergency room doctors and the state with Christine Garber 3 years ago?
Christine, yeah,
And what did they say? You're able to take care of yourself, right?
yeah,
They said you're able to manage your own bills, right?
yeah,
Well, then why weren't you able to manage your own bills? Because nobody labeled you correctly. Just like last
yeah,
month, you were in bad
yeah,
shape. I brought you to the emergency room. Now, your bank was all set up for a long stay at the
yeah, I
emergency room.
remember that.
Everything was all set up, but the hospital refused to look into your illnesses. And they
Oh,
released you with a bunch of illnesses. And then, when we come in this month saying that you cannot stay, if you do stay more than 7 days, your life will be at risk. So will other people's lives will be at risk. And is the hospital
oh,
keeping you past 7 days? Yes, today's the seventh day. Now, this is the
yeah.
only time in history that Wentworth
You want
Douglas has
to,
kept you. And also, when I went to
oh, you
Wentworth
want
Douglas,
to, listen to me. You want to talk to my nurse and tell her?
no, they don't care, David. Your nurses have
They
already
don't.
talked to them for 7 days straight. They know what they're doing. Wentworth Douglas knows absolutely what they're doing, and the nurses will
Yeah,
continue allowing them to hurt both you and me with their choices. The doctor could have kept
oh,
you when you were in bad shape. You were bleeding out of the nose. You had bruises all over. You had a bad fall last month. You have all the illnesses now that you had last
yeah,
month, and they refuse to keep you. Then you go
oh,
into a bank all dizzy, screwing with your accounts. On the phone,
yeah,
I tell you to stop calling the bank. Stop screwing with
yeah.
your accounts. Leave it to me. Please stop
All right.
screwing. It's too late. David, it's too late. There's no more all rights. There's no more later. This was 3 years ago I needed you to do this. I needed the
Okay.
hospital three
Why?
years in a row.
Listen, why don't you call my doctor
I already
in
did.
low?
They can't. I
Oh,
already called everybody, Dave. 7 days in a row. We're out of time. Last Tuesday, I needed you to have your bank unlocked. I need to go today. How am I going to get your card, go to the bank, and pay your bills for you today? I've already called your doctor. I've already called your bank. I've already called the state. I've already called lawyers. I've already called the medical board. I've already called activists. And I'm about to frickin' go down there and start knocking some head together myself. So I've already called
yeah.
everybody on your behalf. I already brought you down to the emergency room last month so they could keep you the proper way when things were all right to go. They refused to keep you and look into your illnesses. I brought you the month before that. I brought you 3 months before that. I brought you the year before that. I brought you the year before that. I brought you the year before that. And each time, the doctors in the emergency rooms refused to listen to your healthcare proxy, refused to take any information
All right.
regarding your
All right.
case. So now we have to
Yeah.
figure out how you're going to unlock your bank today so I can work on your accounts.
Okay.
Today, how
Okay.
can I walk into the bank? Now, the only way this can happen is if I get
Okay.
you out of the hospital, bring you
Yeah.
down, and then bring you into the hospital in Concord. That's the only way now because your doctor has now done
Yeah.
everything they know will hurt you. Every single thing. They even scheduled a surgery the first day you were in there. The first day you were in, they scheduled you for anesthesia, and they already have written down anesthesia might be deadly to David. David, Dr. Romansky, the best in the country, been working with David for 25 years, told the hospital that anesthesia and surgeries might be deadly to you. I told them this.
Yeah.
You
I
told them
told him
this
that.
months ago. No, I mean months ago. They have this on your file. And then the first day you arrive, without checking with your primary care, without checking with me, I tell them that you're a little dizzy and that you're having problems with the mold making you confused when the windows get closed and you walk to the store and you had a light fall. I described exactly what happened, and what did they do? They ignore the mold, they ignore the dizziness, they ignore all the symptoms that your primary care and me have been passing on, and they go straight for asking you to sign off on killing yourself. Yes, they want you to kill yourself by approving of surgery because they know you can't survive the anesthesia. And how do I know this was done in the wrong way? Because they scheduled it within the first 3 hours of you arriving without even checking with your primary care. Then the second day, after you refuse to be killed, you don't kill yourself. You decide, I'm smarter than this. So at that point, what do? You lay back, you go along with the doctors, and on the next day, Friday, the second day you're there, they decide to ask you to sign off on medications. You sign off on the medications, you took them, then they say you have a seizure right after administering those medications. So now they're giving you medications that's causing you seizures. And then they're not allowing you to do anything that's necessary for your case. You need to be working with the courts. You have stuff you need to be doing. Now, I can do it for you if the hospital would stop screwing with us and causing harm to our bodies, psyches, and our finances. But the doctors have caused so much harm to my bank account, my body, and my psyche. And those doctors right now, I've already heard, and I have a recording, that they harmed you with medicine. They jumped to surgery, all these things. So yes, I'll be signing you out, but I gotta work on this, and I gotta also continue working with attorneys, telling them why I'm signing you out, as well as I got a witness coming that they can witness me signing you out, and I'm only bringing you straight back into an emergency room. All you're coming out to do is fix your accounts.
Zach, call me back later. I gotta go for therapy.
I can't. They won't allow me to call you back. They just say you're sleeping, and they won't allow my calls to go through.
Okay, hold on for a minute. I want you to tell the nurses.
Oh, they already know that.
Hi, Zach. This is occupational therapy.
Hi, occupational therapy. So David has some ongoing issues that is gonna be life-threatening to him if he doesn't solve. They were ongoing issues. I brought him down last year and last month to have a long stay, but the doctors refused to keep him. And this is part of the problem. Well, now David wants me to call him back to see if I can fix all his problems, because nobody would work with him for the last 3 years, and he's had all these health issues you're seeing now. David has had for years now. But this is the problem. David wants me to call back. I called on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, and none of my calls got passed on to him that I was calling him. So I will call back, but please tell David that my calls won't go through, because I called on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, and none of my calls got passed on to David. Okay, bye-bye.
Wait a minute, Zach. Are you still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
How about at the end of my session with David in like 15 minutes, I have him call you back?
Yep, and please pass on to the doctor that I have a witness present, I have somebody coming, and I will be signing David out, just like I told the doctor I'd be willing to do. Now, I know that you guys are just trying to put all this damage and all your mistakes for the last 3 years on me by having me sign him out, but I'm only bringing him to another emergency room.
I'm going to work with David, and then I'll have him call you back.
Yep, and let the doctor know that I am on the way. I will be signing David out whenever Linda comes by with the attorney and the witnesses, so we all can come into the office together.
Sure. Okay. I will let him know.
Thank you so much. You have a great day.
I'll call you back. All right. Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Thanks.